Guess what I want to be? I want to be more unproductive. Every minute, every hour, I feel like I have to be productive. In a business sense. If I'm not doing that, I feel like I'm not running my business well. I've learned a big lesson this week, and it's sort of been something that's been, at the top of my mind for quite a while. And I think it rings true a lot for business owners, but I think it rings true for everyone these days. How people talk about grind culture. What that means? I'd say that means you feel like you have to be productive just like every single moment of every single day. But this post by Justin Welsh really hit me in the face, alright? In a good way, because I felt like it was really directly talking to me. I just think that's so true, and it's really what I'm feeling right now. And for context, I've been working for myself in my own business since September last year. So that's what, 6-7 months, whatever. Don't make a 6-7 reference, don't. So pretty early on in my full-time endeavors in my own business, but in saying that, you get an idea of what it's like, for sure. I mean, of course you do. Every single week for the past 6 or 7 months, I've been doing that. I've been living in the business. I mean, time management is the first thing I say to people as the thing I probably enjoy most about running my own business, honestly. I mean, yes, there's all the challenges and sort of like doing things your own way, but you can literally manage your time how you want to. For good and for bad, but you can, and that's a beauty of a thing. But something I've struggled with is every minute, every hour, I feel like I have to be productive in a business sense. And if I'm not quote unquote being productive, or I'm not making progress in some regard, or I've like my mind on one thing over here, but I'm actually doing one thing over there business wise, like if I'm not doing that, I feel like I'm not running my business well, or I feel like I'm not running it how you're meant to be, quote unquote, meant to be. And I feel like that's a difficult thing to, I guess, get a grasp on. And clearly, people who interacted with that post by Justin, there was a lot of them. And pretty much a lot of them, to me, that sort of told me that everybody who runs their own business sort of goes through this stuff. It's like, hey, it's not the typical 9 to 5 hours. Not that at all. You can kind of make your own time. I myself like to get up early and start working. I'm not a big sort of like night person, as in I'm not going to work into the night of that regard. But it still rings true that those hours during the day, I feel like you have to be productive every single minute. And I'll give you an example. I love my NBA, okay? It's NBA playoff time. So what does that mean? That pretty much means all the good games are on. That's all the games I want to watch, and if it was up to me, I'd be like, nah, I'm watching every single one of these games live, without distraction, and that's that. Cool, I'll work around it. And the funny thing about working for yourself is if I wanted to do that, I could do that. I could. Is that smart? I don't know. Maybe not. Don't know. But it's your choice. That's a funny angle of it. So that's been a big example for me, because it's just like, hey, even if there was a game on at 5:30 a.m. last time, that is not traditional work hours. So maybe that gives me permission to watch it properly. But in the back of my mind, there's timeouts that happen, and I'm like, hey, should I be opening the laptop? Should I be looking at what I've got on for the day? But that suddenly just distracts you from the fact that you want to switch off. You want to watch the NBA game. I do. I literally want to invest my time in it, watch it properly, and enjoy it, and not be distracted by work things. It's like this weird sense of guilt. Like, that sounds so stupid though, especially games not at 5:30 a.m. It's like this weird sense of guilt that you're like, oh no, I'm not working hard enough, or I'm not working enough, which is just, it's silly when in the back of the mind, if you added up the hours that you work, it's more than enough. And even if it's not, you deserve a break. You deserve, like, I don't know, vacation, like these sort of things. It's just a funny thing, because in the corporate 9 to 5 quote unquote world, like the typical traditional work, you get these allocated time slots off. Now every business is different, but you get allocated lunch breaks, you get vacation time, like annual leave hours, all this stuff. But if it's your own business, it's kind of like those things are kind of just like up in the air. You can do what you want, but are you going to remember to take that annual leave? Are you going to remember to take lunch breaks to switch off properly? If you do, credit to you, but at the moment, I don't think I'm doing a good job of it. Alright, it gets a bit dark here. Deep, no, not dark. It's more like just more of a deep thinking angle to this stuff. I was thinking to myself the other day, as I was feeling like I have to be productive. And with productivity, like feeling like I have to be productive, I rush. And I'm not patient with other jobs, even like stuff around the house or your relationships, people you're talking to. I find myself talking to my like loved ones on the phone sometimes, and you find yourself distracted by your laptop and your phone. I guess your phone as well, because you can put it on speaker, and then you're just like kicking yourself afterwards. Like, what am I doing? Why aren't I investing this time in my loved ones, giving them my full attention, being my best self, and not thinking about work? But back to that dark thought. I thought to myself, hey, Darren, you along with everyone else, only have so many days left on this earth, and that sounds dark. But what I'm trying to say is, you only have so many days, so why would you spend them being rushed, feeling like you can't watch an NBA basketball game, being moody to your loved ones? Why would you spend those days doing that when you know you don't want to do that, or you know that's not where your priorities are? It just doesn't make sense to me why, if you can control those things, especially if you control your own time, why you wouldn't just make time to clean up the house, make time to watch a basketball game if you just want to spend a few hours watching a basketball game and make up time afterwards. Obviously, maybe you have things pressing, but make that choice and just commit to it. I'm just like yelling at myself here because I always do this, all right? And anyone else who runs a business or has a side project and is struggling with these things, I resonate, all right? I really do. So a funny part in all of this is, guess what I want to be? I want to be more unproductive. You know, all these people online saying I want to be more productive. Yeah. That's me. I really like productivity and how you can make the most of your time. But I actually want to learn how to be more unproductive, to switch off, to be like, no, it's not the time for work. It's not the time for this type of stuff that I do majority of the time, or a good amount of hours during the time. It's time for other things and actually be better at those moments. And that could literally be binge watching Netflix. That could be going for a walk without checking emails. Those type of mundane tasks that we all talk about. But wouldn't it be awesome if we actually switched off and just enjoyed those tasks, or got those tasks done at a higher level? The way I see it is, I'm lucky enough to manage my own time right now. Anyone who runs a business is. Anyone who's even in a 9-to-5 job, in the corporate world, you still manage your time to an extent. You can set boundaries and be like, hey, once it hits 5 p.m, I'm not going to pick up the calls. I'm going to leave it till tomorrow. Things of that nature. Every job is different, but I really think I have to do a better job of switching off, being unproductive. All right? That's the main message in this video, okay? And I want that. I want that for myself, all right? I do. Everyone should want that for themselves, yeah? So Justin Welsh on Substack, thank you for saying that message, because it really got to me. It really hit me, and I was like, that is exactly what I'm feeling at this moment. And what he said at the end, I think that's awesome. I mean, people are saying he said it literally takes years to realize that. So I've got a way to go to realize that, but I'm on my way to realizing it already. All right? You can literally do nothing by nothing, switch off, do something for a couple of hours and be fine. Your business will not go down if you do 2 hours doing something else. Obviously, you have to make sure you're on top of things and whatnot, but that speaks for itself. That's not what I'm even talking about here. Those stuff will take care of itself. And actually, my last point and my favorite point is, I always go back to this because I know it's true, but if you spend more time switching off, spend more time like prioritizing family, prioritizing cleaning up the house, prioritizing other hobbies or enjoyments or whatever it is, your business will thrive because of it. Your business will benefit from it. I fully believe that, but it's hard. Even if you believe it, it's actually hard to be like, no, I'm going to live it kind of thing. You might believe it, but actually when it comes down to make those choices, it's hard. It's all about learning and benefiting ourselves, all right? Working out what works best. So Justin, thank you for that post. It's got to me. And switch off. It's time to switch off more.